Beloved child, I see the weight you carry. I see the fragments of your life scattered across the floor like broken glass, sharp and cutting every time you try to pick them up. I know the nights when tears have been your only companion, when silence felt louder than thunder, when prayers seemed to rise no higher than the ceiling above you. You whisper, "Where are you, Lord?" And I answer, "Right here, closer than your breath." You are not alone in the ruins. The God who formed the heavens, who spoke light into being, who calmed storms with a single word, is standing in the ashes with you. I know it feels shattered beyond repair, but listen closely. I am the God who makes all things new. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Psalm 147:3. What is broken in your life is not beyond my reach. What feels shattered in your soul is not beyond my healing hand. Do not mistake silence for absence. Even when the world around you crumbles, even when the ground shakes beneath your feet, I am the rock that cannot be moved. You may feel like you are drowning in questions, but my word remains true. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and when you pass through the rivers, they shall not overwhelm you. Isaiah 43:2. You see only fragments, but I see the whole picture. You see broken pieces, but I see the vessel I am forming, refined through fire, shaped through storms, molded by my own hands. Did I not tell Jeremiah, like clay, in the hand of the potter, so are you in my hand? Jeremiah 18:6. And so are you, my child. You are not abandoned, clay left on the wheel. You are in the process of becoming what I designed you to be. Yes, you have faced loss. Yes, you have faced betrayal, disappointment, and grief. But I tell you this, what the enemy meant for evil, I will turn for good. You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done. Genesis 50:20. Every tear you have shed has been collected in my bottle. Psalm 56:8. Every silent prayer has been heard in the courts of heaven. Every moment you thought was wasted has been written into my story of redemption. Child, you cry out, "How can I trust you when everything feels broken?" And I whisper, "Because I have never failed you. Because my word will never return void. Because even in the chaos my promises stand. Remember my son on the cross? To the world it looked shattered hope, crucified promise, buried dreams, sealed behind a stone. Yet the third day revealed the truth. What looked like defeat was victory. What looked like the end was the beginning. If I brought resurrection out of a tomb, do you not believe I can bring life out of your brokenness? You see, trust is not built when everything is clear. Trust is born when everything is dark. Trust is not needed when the road is smooth. Trust grows when the path is uncertain, when the map is missing, when all you can do is hold my hand in the fog. Do not despise this season of breaking, for it is here that faith is forged. It is here that intimacy is deepened. It is here that you will discover my sufficiency. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12:9. You think your weakness disqualifies you, but it is your weakness that makes space for my strength to shine. Yes, the enemy whispers, "You are finished," but I declare, "You are chosen." The enemy hisses, "You are forgotten," but I proclaim, "You are engraved on the palms of my hands." Isaiah 49:16. The enemy points to the rubble. I point to the foundation that cannot be shaken. My beloved, when everything feels shattered, you are standing in the perfect place for me to rebuild. For unless a seed falls to the ground and dies, it remains alone. But if it dies, it bears much fruit. John 12:24. Something must be broken for new life to come forth. Something must be surrendered for glory to be revealed. So lift your eyes from the ruins. Look to me, the author and finisher of your faith. Those who look to him are radiant. Their faces are never covered with shame. Psalm 34:5. Do not let despair steal your vision. Do not let pain define your future. I am doing something you cannot see yet, but you will testify of it one day. Think of Joseph in the prison, forgotten by men but remembered by God. Think of David in the wilderness, hunted by Saul but anointed for the throne. Think of Job in the ashes, stripped of everything, yet declaring, I know that my Redeemer lives. Job 19:25. They all learned to trust me in the shattered seasons. And so will you. Trust me, child, not because the pieces make sense, but because I hold the pieces in my hand. Trust me not because the pain disappears, but because I will redeem the pain into purpose. Trust me not because you see the end, but because I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. In the stillness of your surrender, you will hear my voice again. In the quiet of your trust, you will feel my presence surrounding you, and in the brokenness of this moment, you will find that I am enough. When your heart feels like it has been torn into 1,000 pieces, when the weight of disappointment presses so heavy that even breathing feels like a battle, listen closely, for I am near to the brokenhearted, and I save those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 34:18. You may look around and see nothing but ashes, yet I am the God who brings beauty from ashes, joy from mourning, and praise from despair. Isaiah 61:3. The cracks in your soul do not scare me. They are the very places my light longs to enter. Do not believe the lie that your pain is wasted. Nothing surrendered into my hands is ever wasted. Even the tears you've shed alone when no one else saw or cared, I have collected each one in my bottle. Psalm 56:8. They are not forgotten. They are seeds, and in due time they will produce a harvest of strength and testimony that will bless others. You see rubble, but I see the foundation for something eternal. You see a dead end, but I see the Red Sea about to part. You see Friday's cross, but I see Sunday's resurrection. Trust is not born in moments when everything makes sense. Trust is forged in the fire when everything feels shattered, when the night refuses to end. Abraham trusted me when I asked him to leave everything familiar, not knowing where he was going. Hebrews 11:8. Joseph trusted me when his own brothers betrayed him, when prison walls closed in, when dreams felt like cruel illusions, and yet in time I lifted him to the palace. Daniel trusted me in the lion's den. Esther trusted me before the throne of the king. And my son Jesus trusted me in Gethsemane when his soul was overwhelmed to the point of death, whispering, "Not my will, but yours be done." Luke 20:42. My child, faith is not pretending you don't feel broken. Faith is placing your brokenness in my hands and believing that I will not leave you there. I am the potter. You are the clay. And yes, sometimes the vessel must be broken so that I can shape it anew, more beautiful, more useful, more filled with my spirit. Jeremiah 18:6. Do not despise the breaking, for though it feels like death, it is actually birth. Hear me. Your story does not end in this valley. David once said, "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me." Psalm 23:4. Notice that he walked through. He did not stay there. You are not destined to remain in this place of sorrow forever. The valley is temporary. My presence is eternal. And the same shepherd who led David will lead you, guiding you with rod and staff, preparing a table before you, even in the presence of your enemies. Yes, the pain is real. Yes, the nights are long. But know this, I am doing something unseen, like roots deep beneath the soil. My work often grows in hidden places. A seed must die before it brings forth fruit, and so too many of your dreams, your plans, even your strength must fall to the ground that my resurrection life may rise in you. Lift your eyes, beloved. The enemy wants you to stare only at the ruins, but I call you to look up. Look to the hills. Where does your help come from? Your help comes from the Lord maker of heaven and earth. Psalm 121, 1, 2. I have not abandoned you, not even for a moment. I am closer than your very breath, whispering in the silence, be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46, 10. Even now as you listen, my spirit is moving. Even now I am piecing together what you thought could never be restored. Even now I am strengthening your weary hands, steadying your trembling knees, and breathing new life into your soul. Do not fear tomorrow, for tomorrow is in my hands. Do not fear failure, for I am the God who redeems. Do not fear loneliness, for I will never leave you nor forsake you. Deuteronomy 31:6. Hold tightly to my promises, for though heaven and earth may pass away, my word will never pass away. Matthew 24:35. Trust me even when the pieces don't fit. Trust me even when the pain doesn't lift. Trust me even when you cannot see, for we walk by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5:7. And when everything feels shattered, remember this. I am the God who raises the dead. If I can bring life to Lazarus after 4 days in the tomb, if I can bring my son from the grave, I can surely breathe life into your shattered places. Your story is not over. Your song is not finished. The author of your life is still writing. When everything feels shattered, you may look at the pieces of your life scattered on the ground and wonder, how can anything good ever come from this? But the God who formed the universe out of nothing is the same God who can take the broken fragments of your life and shape them into a masterpiece. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Psalm 147:3. You see only ashes, but God sees the beauty He is about to bring forth. You see only the ruin, but God sees the foundation for a new story of redemption. Beloved, when you think it's over, God says, behold, I am making all things new. Revelation 21:5. The enemy wants you to believe that the brokenness means you are finished, but God whispers that this breaking is not the end, it's the beginning of becoming. Every wound, every tear, every silent prayer has been seen by the one who never slumbers nor sleeps. Your brokenness is not wasted. It becomes the soil in which His grace grows deepest. Sometimes God allows everything to fall apart so that you will learn that He is the only one who can hold you together. You may feel like you're drowning in sorrow, but He says, when you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and through the rivers, they shall not overwhelm you. Isaiah 43:2. You may feel like the fire of trials will consume you, but He declares that the flame will not burn you, because His presence is stronger than the storm. His hand is mightier than the flood. His love is fiercer than the fire. Do not mistake silence for absence. Do not confuse waiting with abandonment. When everything feels shattered, it is in those very moments that God is closest. Like a potter at the wheel, He is reshaping you, pressing you, molding you, not to destroy you, but to create something greater than you imagined. Jeremiah 18 reminds us that the potter does not throw away the clay when it collapses. He shapes it again into another vessel as it seems good to Him. That is what God is doing in your life. He does not discard you because you cracked under pressure. He does not abandon you because you fell apart. Instead, He gathers you with compassion, He lifts you with mercy, and He reshapes you with His sovereign hand. Yet you, Lord, are our Father. We are the clay, you are the potter. We are all the work of your hand. Isaiah 64:8. The enemy whispers, "You're too broken." But God declares, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." 2 Corinthians 12:9. The world says, "Your story is over." But heaven answers no. This is where the story begins. Child of God, trust Him. Trust Him when you cannot trace Him. Trust Him when your prayers seem unanswered. Trust Him when doors slam shut, when friendships fail, when opportunities vanish. Because the hand of God is still writing even in the silence. He is weaving a story of redemption in the very place you feel ruined. The pain you feel now will one day become the testimony of His faithfulness. The tears you cry now will water seeds of hope that will bloom in His perfect time. Those who sow with tears will reap with songs of joy. Psalm 126:5. Do not despise the breaking. Do not curse the waiting, for it is here, in this holy tension, that faith is forged and trust is made real. And when everything feels shattered, lift your eyes to the one who cannot be shaken. The cross was shattered hope for the disciples, but 3 days later, it became the very sign of eternal victory. What looked like the end was only the beginning. So it is with you. Your brokenness is not the grave, it is the ground where resurrection power will rise. Beloved, hear me now, your story is not over. What the enemy tried to use to break you will become the very testimony that sets others free. What you thought was the end of the road is simply a bend that leads to new life. We are hard pressed on every side but not crushed, perplexed but not in despair, persecuted but not abandoned, struck down but not destroyed. 2 Corinthians 4:8-9. Lift your head, child of God. The same hands that stretched out the heavens are holding your broken heart. The same voice that calmed the storm is whispering peace into your chaos. The same Spirit that raised Christ from the dead is breathing life into the places you thought were gone forever. Do not let despair define you. Do not let shame name you. You are not the sum of your failures. You are the beloved of the King. You are not the shattered pieces of your past. You are the vessel being remade by the potter. You are not forgotten, not abandoned, not overlooked. Heaven itself bends low to remind you, I have engraved you on the palms of my hands. Isaiah 49:16. Every tear you've shed is sacred to God. You keep track of all my sorrows. You have collected all my tears in your bottle. You have recorded each one in your book, Psalm 56:8. None are wasted. None are ignored. They are seeds that will bloom into songs of joy. So rise, beloved, not because the pain is gone, but because your God is greater than the pain. Rise not because the storm has ended, but because your Savior is in the boat with you. Rise not because you see the full picture, but because you trust the painter who is still adding colors to the canvas of your life. This breaking is not the end, it is the making. This darkness is not forever, it is the womb of dawn. This silence is not abandonment, it is preparation for the song that will shake the heavens. So let your heart be steady, let your faith be fierce, let your hope be unshakable. Because when everything feels shattered, God is not finished. He is writing beauty where you only saw ashes. He is carving rivers where you only saw desert. He is raising life where you only saw death. And one day you will look back on this season and you will say with tears of joy, surely goodness and mercy followed me all the days of my life. Psalm 23:6. Beloved, hold on. The story isn't over. The best chapters are yet to come. Father, when everything feels broken, I choose to trust you. When I cannot see the way, I believe you are still leading me. When my heart is heavy, I rest in your hands. Gather my pieces, Lord, and make me whole again. Breathe hope into my despair, light into my darkness, and strength into my weakness. I surrender my pain, my fears, and my future to you. I believe you are not finished with me. I believe you are making all things new. In Jesus' mighty name, amen. Then hear this final word. My beloved, even now as you sit in silence, I am nearer than the breath in your lungs. I have heard the prayer that rose from your lips. I have counted every tear that slipped from your eyes. I have not only seen your brokenness, I have entered into it. I took your pain upon myself at the cross, and I buried it in the grave. The stone was rolled away not only for me, but for you, so that you would know that no weight of despair, no tomb of hopelessness, no grave of shattered dreams can hold you. You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are not defined by the ruins that surround you. You are defined by the blood that was shed for you, the love that still covers you, and the promise that will never leave you. So rise, my child. Even if it is one trembling step at a time, rise. Take my hand and let us walk together. When you cannot see the road ahead, know that I am the road. When you cannot find the strength, know that I am your strength. When the voices of fear and doubt shout loudly, remember that my voice speaks louder still. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Isaiah 41:10. Lift your eyes, for the dawn is breaking. The night will not last forever. The God who began a good work in you will be faithful to complete it. Your story is not over. Your faith is not in vain, and your future is secure in me. Hold on to me, beloved. Trust me when everything feels shattered. For I am the potter, and you are the clay. I am shaping, molding, and refining you into a vessel of beauty that will shine my light into the world. And when all is said and done, you will look back and see that what once felt like the end was really the beginning of something greater than you could have dreamed. I am your God. You are my child, and nothing, not brokenness, not fear, not even death can separate you from my love. Now go in peace with courage in your heart and hope in your steps, for I am with you always.